What? Okay. Same. You've probably seen another video, maybe. You saw my customer service one. Well, this is like an expanded customer service video, but this time talking about airlines. Why am I talking about airlines? I fly a lot. So I go to places internationally, and I expect a certain level of service. I expected that before, but even more so now, and better service, especially what I'm paying for. I do fly Etihad quite a bit. Etihad, Royal Jordanian, Oman Air. Um, Give me some other ones. But their service, even in coach, is impeccable. I mean, I have no complaints. I mean, even the seats are roomier in coach. So it's like I can't go back to being that domestic chick. So this time around, coming home from the Middle East, I decided to try a different airline. And I was like, well, they can't be that bad because, and I'm not going to name the name of the airline yet. I'm going to wait for them to see if they rectify the whole situation. Um, but they had the Concorde. I'll say that much. They had the Concorde. An airline that had the Concorde, I expect you to know customer service, be customer service, because the Concorde flights were not cheap. And top-notch folks flew those routes. Because again, the tickets were not cheap. And it had to be top-notch service. But let me say this, now in retrospect, thinking about it, maybe you shut down not because it was just too expensive, but maybe people was like, the service ain't worth it. Because the Concorde should still be here today, even with the sound barrier. It's a lot of, I can't say that. But anyway, so I tried this new airline, and my flight from London, because I was going home, my flight from London, from Abu Dhabi to London, it was fine. Seats were smaller, but hey, I was like, okay. But from London to Amsterdam, again, because I was flying home, major problems. And I knew when I booked this ticket, I was flying into Heathrow and leaving out of Gatwick. No problem. It was a long enough layover for me to do that. So I made arrangements prior. I got a ticket on the Gatwick Express to make it to that airport. I arranged for my luggage to be delivered by courier. All in all, that cost me about 57 and 80 pounds. Well, 57 pounds. I don't know how they say cents. Is it 57 pounds and 80 cents or is it pence? I think so. I'll look at the change in my purse. But it cost that much. So I was like, oh, I got to do it anyway. Whatever. So land in London, and I really want to say about 3 hours before my flight. And I'm on the way to the other airport, mind you, on the tube to catch the Gatwick Express. And I get a message that says, your flight has been canceled. What? So now I need to get off the train and actually look at it. Like, what's going on? Let me get reception. It was canceled. And they rebooked me. Now, mind you, I was going out of Gatwick and I landed in Heathrow. It says your new flight leaves an hour later than your original flight was supposed to leave out of Gatwick. And from Heathrow. So I'm like, oh, no. I have bought this ticket. I haven't gotten I won't be able to get a refund. The courier service, they've already delivered my bags to the airport. They're in a secure area. What do I do? Anxiety, and I have anxiety. That's why I like to pre-plan everything. And I go to the airport for the courier service to see what they can do. The representative's not there because she's assisting other customers getting their bags, as I later found out. So it took about an hour or so. I go upstairs to customer service. Mind you, I am about to have a full-on panic attack. And I can laugh at it now, but it was serious. Talk to a manager. I won't say their name, but I did give him, in my complaint, my letter that I, already wrote. I did give him excellent customer service because he did what he could do. That's just the point of it. He did what he could do. So he says, well, I can't do anything about reimbursing you, but write a letter, send your receipts, and they'll reimburse you. Okay. But I'm talking about now, I don't know where my bags are exactly. I know they're at the other airport, but how do I get them back here and in a timely fashion? Because that was prearranged and that took time. So what can they do in a moment's notice? And the guy was like, well, here, just have like some coffee or something. Hopefully it helps. It gives me a voucher that I never used. Because at this point I'm crying. And it got to that point. I'm not even expressing the full frustration. I'm just trying to shorten it. But just imagine that you can miss your flight because, first of all, you have to take possession of your bags. The airline cannot take possession of your bags. That is improper security for an airport. I'm sorry. There's somebody. They're running. So that's improper security for an airport. And on top of that, if I miss my flight, what do I do? Are they going to charge me? They changed my flight. No, I had everything in order. And things do happen. But that's what you have customer service for. And that's what you have customer relations for. It's to fix those problems. So I'm not unreasonable in that sense. So they just go on, well, you know, whatever, this and that. At the point, I'm frustrated. So I finally get my bags to pay for them. Well, I didn't get them physically, but she was like, well, it'll be another 60 pounds. Fine, I have to do what I have to do. But this airline is going to pay me that back. And because I would have never had to spend any of this if I knew I was leaving out the same airport that I just came from. So, pay for my bags, and in all honesty, they rushed my bags and they barely made it. It made it there like 40 minutes before I was supposed to leave. Maybe about 50 minutes. I have to look back at my times again that I have written down. But I'm talking, while I got my bags now kind of straightened out, I was able to pay for the courier service, go back to customer service because I am displeased. You know, I don't feel like you've shown me enough customer service, especially for a canceled flight or attention for that matter, and my situation. So I go to customer service, and once again, that airline has disabled their customer service agents to give proper customer service like they should be able to. So I can tell that she's doing what she can do, but I'm like, I'm very displeased with this airline, and this is my first time flying. I could see if it was my 10th time, and I had 9 good flights, and my 10th one, this one didn't go so well. I could probably oversee that, but being this is my first flight, I do travel, and like you could lose out on a loyal customer. Because I tend to only go with those airlines I know. Only being in the Middle East have I traveled on new airlines. I've been Delta since I was 9. So they go on, and She tries to do what she can do, and I'm like, well, at least an upgrade. I mean, I feel like I should get an upgrade. All this that I'm going through, you see my anxiety, you see what my frustration, you see what I'm going through. My bags haven't made it, and this is due to your cancellation, not to mine. I did what I was supposed to do. This was on me, and I canceled and I changed my flight. Then that would have been my responsibility, my frustration, because I would have brought that on myself. You brought this on me at last minute. I think you need more than 3 hours. I arrived at the airport 3 hours before. I'm used to international flights. So, no visit to the lounge, nothing. But the customer service agent, she tells me there is an upgrade. How much is it? Because I know you're not going to give it. No, I'm not able to give it, but it is $99, 99 pounds. 99 pounds? Oh, I could do that. She might have told me $99. 99 pounds dollars doesn't really matter. It's not that much. And I was like, that's business class? Yes, it's business class. And I'm thinking, my last leg, I need to be comfortable. I need to be at ease, even if it's for an hour. Okay, $100 an hour, I'll pay that. Well, I'll reserve it for you, but I can't take your payment. What? You have to go to the counter E, all the way across. Not even past security, but all the way across over to the middle of the departure section. What? Do you know it's going to take me at least 5 minutes to get there? I'm sorry, I'm doing what I can. So I'm just like, y'all just don't want to keep a customer. You can't. You can't, because you make nothing easy. You make nothing seamless, this airline. And again, I'm going to wait for their response to see what they do. So, go to pay at way over on another counter. And that customer service agent has trouble processing the payment because she forgot to put something in. So time is ticking away. I stood there at least 10, 15 minutes. Mind you, my flight is just about to start boarding. Okay. So, and nobody said it was delayed or anything like that. When she finishes, I pay, what is it? It's in pounds. Maybe it was, no. It was 80 pounds, I believe, or 89 pounds, something like that. And so I proceed to go, and mind you, I still, and that was the other issue before, I forgot. Before I even got to that counter to pay for my upgrade, I had paid for an extra bag as well. And when she checks my bags, and she said, well, that'll be, what'd she say? 74 pounds or 80 pounds. I said, no, sweetie, because I have already paid for this. And I'm need for you to, I only look at my receipt but check the records again. So she makes a call. She said, sorry, it just always never comes through. Y'all know that this always, it doesn't show and you still have this problem? I don't get it. What? So you want to cause people frustration and to go off on your customer service agents unnecessarily. So proceed on to the gate. Flight delayed. So not only am I making it into Amsterdam later than I expected to, I'm going to get there extremely late now. Okay. So get on the aircraft after the delay, and mind you, I'm in business class now. And for this flight, I was like, it's a short flight, so it'll just probably be like a domestic first class seat. Just more room. That's all I needed. Nope. It is a chartered plane, what looks like a chartered plane, with the configuration 3-3. 3 on this side, 3 on this side. What they've done is taken upon themselves to make a business class and charge people 100 pounds, almost 100 pounds for an upgrade. That seat was the same size as the coach seats because it was all coach. But what they did was blocked off the middle part. Like, this is my console. So let's say this was a seat. They blocked off all of this part. So there was no one between you. So you was on one side and the other person on the row was on the other side, on that side of the aisle. Almost $100. Well, it was $100. Whatever that is in pounds. So I'm really livid now because I feel like I got gypped. And on top of that, my knees were hitting the seat in front of me. And when the person put it back, of course, they're in my lap. Business class. Business class. Business class. So I've had it at this point. That airline got 2 letters from me. One describing that lack of a business class. I'm sorry, that sorry excuse of a business class. Which isn't business class, it was coach with the seat blocked off in the middle. I could have got that in coach. And you can keep the little food service because I was going more for comfort and peace of mind. And on top of that, the second letter described my whole experience. I just received, in detail by the way, with the receipts, I just received the email response today, and they said they can't cover my expenses, only the 60 pounds that it took to send it back from Gatwick to Heathrow. And they're sorry about everything else. And people have praised their business class because they feel like they had privacy. No, on Etihad, when you have your cocoon, you have that pod, that's privacy. That other guy's stuff and my stuff was clashing. And I said, please don't talk about what others have experienced because others told me not to try your airline. So don't prove a point like that. You respond to my concerns directly. So they got another letter today. And I'm going to wait to name them to see what they do. Because I want all of my money back for my expenses. The first class, tried it. That's something that, you just take a loss on. I feel like that's reasonable. But my expenses, I would have never booked that stuff had I left out the same airport, which I ended up doing. So anyway, their airline is horrible. And until they prove to me that they value my time, they appreciate my money, and they appreciate trying to keep a new customer, I'm going to give them time to respond and make it right. But if they don't, you get their name. I will see y'all next time. Subscribe, comment, do all of that. Bye.